Jai Jinendra, Panch Parmeshti ko Naman. Welcome to my channel Love for Jainism by Neha Gandhi Gill. Our today's topic is Maun Agiyaras, one of the most sacred and powerful days in Jainism. In today's journey, we explore a deeply auspicious day, an extraordinary day where your spiritual rewards multiply 150 times. First, we will begin with a quick introduction through a dialogue between Neminath Bhagwan and Lord Krishna, then the inspiring stories behind this sacred day. Next, the key observances and how to practice them. And finally, why these teachings are relevant in our lives today. Let's begin. Agyaras or Ekadasi falls on the 11th day of the waxing moon each month. It's a day for silence, reflection, and cleansing the soul. But the Agyaras that comes in the month of Maksar Sud Agyaras, is truly extraordinary. This day is called Maun Agiyaras or Maun Ekadashi. This year it falls on Monday, 1st December 2025. To understand the importance of this day, let's go back to a divine dialogue between Neminath Bhagwan and his cousin Lord Krishna. To every age, the light of Dharma shines through the lives of the enlightened. One such moment comes from the times of the 22nd Tirthankar Neminath Bhagwan. After attaining Keval Gnan Bhagwan during his vihar, arrived in the majestic city of Dwarka, where celestial beings manifested a Samavasaran, a divine assembly for Dharma Deshna. In this sacred atmosphere, Lord Krishna, the king of Dwarka, approached Bhagwan Neminath with deep devotion and folded hands. Krishnaji bowed and said, Bhagwan, I am a king bound by endless duties. With so little time, is there one sacred day when even a small penance brings great spiritual benefits? This question reflects the longing of every householder seeking liberation amidst his or her worldly life, isn't it? With a gentle smile, Bhagwan Neminath replied, Krishna, there is such a day. On the day of Maksar Sud Agyaras, observe silence, fasting, and immerse yourself in spiritual practice. Bhagwan then explained why the single day stands out. In Jainism, Maksar Sud Agyaras is the day when 150 separate auspicious events, known as Kalyanaks, spanning the past, present, and future, took place. Kalyanaks are the five special events in the life of a Tirthankar Bhagwan. These are his Chavan or conception, his Janma or birth, Diksha or renunciation, Keval Gnan or absolute knowledge, his Moksha or liberation. These days are spiritually charged. Bhagwan explained that according to Jain cosmology, there are five Bharat Kshetras and five Airavat Kshetras. For example, we live in one of the Bharat Kshetras. In each of these 10 Kshetras, 24 Tirthankar are born in every half-time cycle. In each of these 10 regions, 5 Kalyanaks of Tirthankar Bhagwans take place on Magsar Sud Agyaras. These five Kalyanaks that take place on Maun Agiyaras in our Kshetras are the Diksha Kalyanak of Arnath Bhagwan, the 18th Tirthankar, Kevalnan Kalyanak of Neminath Bhagwan, the 21st Tirthankar. And for Malinath Bhagwan, the 19th Tirthankar, we celebrate three Kalyanaks on this day, Janma, Diksha and Keval Gnan. 10 Kshetras into 5 Kalyanaks makes this 50 Kalyanaks in the present cycle. When we multiply this by the three cycles of time, past, present, and future, we arrive at exactly 150 Kalyanaks on Maun Ekadashi. A single Kalyanak of a Tirthankar Bhagwan is so powerful that the whole universe is charged with positive and divine energy on that day. And when 150 take place on one single day, that day carries extraordinary power. Bhagwan told Krishna ji, any spiritual merit earned on this day is multiplied 150 times. Whether it is a meditation, a prayer, any austerity, charity, good deeds, etc. This is the day you see Krishna, where minimum effort yields maximum results. On this day, observe complete silence, fast strictly, and spend the entire day in spiritual practices. Krishnaji listened with complete attention, but then he asked another question. If you are enjoying so far, please take a moment to like and share this video. This new channel is built on genuine love for Jainism. Every single subscriber, comment, and share is valued and gives me a huge boost. Thank you for helping the channel grow. Prepare now for an extraordinary story narrated by Neminath Bhagwan. Has anyone achieved this, Bhagwan? After explaining the 150 multiplier effect of spiritual practice on Maun Agiyaras, was questioned by Krishnaji. Has anyone achieved this? Can you give me an example, Bhagwan? Bhagwan, with his infinite knowledge, shared a story that could inspire countless generations of Jains to come. He began narrating the extraordinary tale of a merchant named Sur, who, through this very practice, achieved heaven and ultimately liberation. In the Ghataki Khand, in the beautiful city of Vijaypur, lived a wealthy and deeply devotional merchant named Surseth. Everyone, even the king, respected him and valued his counsel. He had everything the world calls success: wealth, status, comfort, and complete security. His family was cared for, his future looked stable, and life seemed perfect from the outside. But despite all this prosperity, something was missing. Surseth felt a quiet emptiness within. He had gathered wealth for this life, but what about his soul's journey? What would happen after death? These questions began to trouble him deeply. One night, Sur was sleeping peacefully when he suddenly woke up at midnight, not from a nightmare, but from a spiritual awakening. In that moment of clarity, a powerful realization struck him. I enjoy this comfort today because of the good karmas of my past life. But what am I doing for my future? What karma am I creating now that will shape my next birth? If I don't do something spiritually meaningful in this life, all this wealth is meaningless. My soul carries nothing except karma. The thought shook him deeply. He could not sleep for the rest of that night. As soon as morning came, Sur hurried to his Guru. With folded hands, he said, Gurudev, my life is comfortable but spiritually empty. I truly want to practice Dharma and ensure a good future birth. But my business keeps me constantly occupied. I cannot do regular rituals or daily practices. Please guide me. Is there one powerful practice that someone like me can follow despite these limitations? The Guru looked at Sur with gentle, knowing eyes. Sorry, he saw genuine spiritual hunger. The Guru smiled and revealed the glory of Maun Agiyaras. He narrated the sacred story of Lord Krishna and Neminath Bhagwan. He explained how even a small spiritual effort made on this day multiplies 150 times. Observing Maun Agiyaras with complete devotion can destroy vast amounts of accumulated negative karma in just one day. Such is the extraordinary power of this step. The Guru said, Sur, you must remain in complete silence, speaking not even a single word. Observe a strict fast, ideally without water. Spend the entire day in meditation, prayer, and spiritual contemplation, withdrawing fully from worldly activities. Live like a monk for this one day. And remember, this must be done every year for 11 years and 11 months. If you follow this sincerely, your soul will be purified, your karma destroyed, and the results will exceed your imagination. So accepted the Guru's instruction with complete faith. Sir Seth observed Maun Agiyaras with full devotion. At the end of his life, he was reborn as a celestial being in the 11th heaven. Sur enjoyed this fully as the direct result of his sincere observation of Maun Agiyaras. After exhausting his heavenly karma, his soul descended back to earth, entering the womb of Preetimati, wife of Samudra Seth in Shauripuri city. A child was born, Suvrat, and with him comes a new fascinating story. While in a family way, Pritimati had spiritual cravings to do penance, chanting, and religious vows. After a son's birth, great wealth was found where his umbilical cord was buried. Since he brought fortune as his mother longed for vows, he was named Suvrat, good vows. As Suvrat grew up, due to the power of Maun Agiyaras' penance from his past life, he married 11 women and was blessed with 11 sons. And he also made a fortune of 11 crore gold coins. One day, a learned Acharya Maharaj arrived in the royal garden. The king and Suvrat Seth went to pay their respects. The Acharya preached the glory of Maun Agiyaras. Suvrat instantly experienced Jati Smaran Gnan, the knowledge of his previous births. The scene of his past penance flashed before his eyes. With deep humility, Suvrat asked the Acharya to show him the right path. The Acharya revealed that Suvrat's present fortune was the result of observing Maunagyaras in his past life. He advised, continue this practice and you will attain moksha. From that day onwards, Suvrat, along with his family, observed Maunagyaras every year with complete silence, living like a monk, observing Upvas and other rituals. On one Maun Agiyaras, Suvrat, while doing his rituals, a sudden fire engulfed the entire city. People begged him to flee, but he and his family remained observed in devotion. While the whole city turned to ashes, Suvrat's home, shop, mansion, and wealth remained untouched, proving the power of Maun Ekadashi. One day he saw a deep pit dug from a well in his garden and the mound of soil beside. On one side there was a mountain like pile, and on the other a deep pit. A deep understanding dawned upon him. Wealth creates imbalance just like pit and mound. Seth realized only when there is a deficit somewhere can there be accumulation elsewhere. This creates inequality and this pushes people and even nations towards theft, violence, and conflict. That moment, Suvrat understood a profound truth. Parigraha, too much of accumulation, is the root of inequality and unrest. On another Maun Ekadashi, Suvrat was in deep meditation at home, observing total silence. Thieves broke in and began looting his valuables right in front of him. Suvrat remained as still as a stone, honoring his vow of Maun Ekadashi. Suddenly, a miracle happened. The guardian deities, witnessing his unwavering silence, froze the thieves in place. They stood stuck like statues, holding the loot, unable to move until Suvrat finished his vow at sunrise. The next morning, the thieves caught red handed were about to be punished, but before anyone could act, Suvrat intervened and forgave them. The crowd was astounded and the thieves were stunned. Suvrat's compassion touched their hearts and they vowed to abandon stealing forever. Praised across the kingdom, Suvrat eventually handed all his responsibilities to his sons. Along with his 11 wives, he took Diksha. On one Maun Ekadashi, known as Suvrat Muni, he stood in deep Kayutsarga meditation when a deceptive deity entered another monk's body and struck him. Suvrat Muni did not react. No anger, no pain, only pure awareness. Through intense dhyan, he destroyed the four destructive karmas and attained Keval Gnan, finally attained Moksha. Now let's explore the practices for today. For those observing Maun Agiyaras in its strict form, the day is practiced with complete discipline and purity. First is Paushad, adopting the conduct of a monk for the entire day. Next is complete Maun, absolute silence, avoiding any form of communication. One observes Upvas, a complete fast, ideally without water. The practitioner also performs Devandan, which is offering respectful salutation to the Tirthankar Bhagwans. The strict observance continues with 11 Kausag. This is followed by 11 recitation of the strict observation continues with 11 Khamasamna, followed by 11 recitation of Kausak Sutra, Logassa Sutra in Kausak, maintaining steady posture and focused attention. Next comes 11 Satya performed with devotion. The practitioner completes 150 Navkarvalis, each offering offered in honor of the 150 individual Kalyanaks associated with Maun Ekadashi. If you cannot follow the full penance, adopt it in sincere and disciplined way. Even a small step carries tremendous value today. Some examples include a commitment to a few hours of silence, maybe a digital maun, or having simple food, ratri bhojan tyag, ekashna, avoid root vegetables and vegan foods. Do as many kriyas as you can. Visit the temple early morning before work. Read Jain texts at home. Maun Agiyaras is unique. Whatever you do with purity of intention receives 150 times more punya. To choose the practice you can genuinely sustain, do them with full focus and offer them with a clean heart. What is true Maun? Why does it matter? And why does science agree with what our Bhagwans taught thousands of years ago? Let's explore. Mon is not just keeping quiet. True Mon is silencing the Kashayas, our anger, ego, deceit, greed, to Man, Vachan, and Kaya. It is stopping the constant chatter of the mind so that we can listen to the silence of the soul, giving us the glimpse of the pure nature of our soul. So, why is the practice of Mon so important? Uncontrolled speech is a significant source of harm, creating karmic bondage and bringing us misfortune. Words hold immense power, capable of causing lasting harm, thus necessitating stringent control over our tongue. This practice of Maun is a test of discipline. It forces us to ask, are we the master of our words, or do our words dictate our actions? To progress spiritually, we must first conquer the tongue. Maun Ekadashi is designed precisely to create this restraint over our speech. Modern science agrees silence generates brain cells and lowers stress. Maun Agiyaras is an ancient technique to rewire your brain and detox from the digital world. Use this day to reset, silence your world, and awaken your soul. Merchant, Maun, Moksha. Maun Agyaras or Maun Ekadashi can transform lifetimes. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. May you observe this sacred day with complete devotion. My sincere thank you for watching and learning with me. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to my channel Love for Jainism by Neha Gandhi Gill and turn on notifications. Your support helps me to spread our timeless Jain Dharma stories to everyone. Jai Jinendra. If I have knowingly or unknowingly written or said anything in thoughts, word, or deed against with Ragsvani, I seek forgiveness with Chami Dukram.